Hi, scholars. This is now our math lesson, so you need your Go Math workbooks and a pencil and get a box of crayons just in case. Okay? All right, go ahead and pause the video if you need to. Push play when you're ready. Okay. If you're still watching, that means you're ready to go, right? Okay. So we've been learning all about, in math, how to classify and sort data. And classify means to name either by size, by color, by shape, and how to sort them into different categories, either in a table or in different boxes. And we even learned last week how to put them into a graph, right? And remember, this is called a graph. It looks like a 10 frame. We put them in the 10 frame. We don't count the outside ones because the outside ones tell us where to put it, but we count the ones inside the graph, and we said there were 4 here and 3 green cubes here. We also put shapes into a graph. Remember, we put the ones that were circles on top, the ones that were triangles on bottom. And this is what it looked like. You don't count the outside ones. They just tell you what to do. But when we counted the inside ones. So we had 5 circles and we had 4 triangles. Today we're going to learn how to read a graph. So we are going to be problem solving problems, because we are problem solvers, right? So look at the illustration. I see the girl. Looks like she's holding yellow counters, red counters, and I see a graph on her desk. Here's our problem. Sarah made a graph of her counters. I see the graph here. How many counters are in each category? Let's check it out. So here is her graph. I'm going to move to the very top over here. I'm actually going to move over here. Okay, so here's her graph. Here's the title of the graph. Red and yellow counters. Here's the graph here. It looks like a 10 frame, but it's not a 10 frame. We see that over here on the top row, we put red. So 1, 2, 3 here. And on the bottom row, we were supposed to put the yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you see? This is her graph of her red and her yellow counters. How many red counters did Sarah graph? Well, we know we don't count the outside ones, right? And we know we don't count that outside one. It's not in the graph. It's on the outside of the graph. Do you see that? How many red counters did Sarah graph? Let's count. 1, 2, 3 red counters. So next to this red counter, I'm going to put the number what? How many? 3. Good. How many yellow counters did she graph? Remember, we don't count the outside one because that just tells you what to do. Let's count the yellow counters in the graph. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what number should I put next to this yellow counter? 4. She had 3 red counters. Yep. And 4 yellow counters. Yep. Very good. Problem solving. Let's take a look at the illustration. Here's a boy, and it looks like he's holding a blue cube and a red cube, and I see his graph down below on his desk. Brian has more blue cubes than he does have red cubes. So he has more blue than red cubes. Make a graph to show his cubes. Here's our graph here. Here's the title of our graph, Cube Colors. We know that the top row is going to be what? Blue. And the bottom row is going to be red. Now we're actually going to put the cubes into the graph. So we're going to select these cubes and move them, and select these cubes and move them. Now we're going to make a graph of Brian's cubes, but remember, he has more blue cubes than red. And we don't have to use all of the cubes, but we do need to have more blue cubes than red. So I should see more on the top row and a little bit on the bottom row. Let's try to do it. So I'm going to grab a blue cube here, and I'm going to move it. 1. Do I move it here? No, because remember, blue goes on the top. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to stop there. 5. Okay, so I have 5 blue cubes for Brian. Now, he has more blue cubes than red. So do I need to put more red cubes or less red cubes? Less. He has more blue, which means less red. So I need to put my red. Should I put it up here? No, it goes on the bottom. Remember, that red cube tells me that the bottom row is red. So, and I start from the beginning and I fill them all in. I can't skip any boxes. That would be silly. 1, 2. I could do 2. There are more blue cubes than red. Yep, that works. I could even do this. Are there still more blue cubes than red? Yeah, that works too. Could I do this? Yeah, there's still more blue cubes than red. What if I did that? No, now they're the same. But Miss Paulina, you told me that he has more blue cubes. So that doesn't work. I'm going to put that back. So I'm going to do this. He has 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make it bigger. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to write that. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue cubes. How many red? 1, 2, 3, 4. So does he have more blue cubes than red? Yep, that works. Yay, you get a star, Miss Paulino. You did good. Good. So I'm going to put next to the blue cubes, he has 5 here, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you, there we go. Did you notice that I didn't count these ones? These are not part of the graph. I didn't count those. Good. So that's an example of what we could do. We could even do only 1 red cube. That would work too, as long as he has more blue than red. So that is how we read a graph. Now let's go ahead and open up our Go Math workbooks. And you should open up to this page here, which is page 513. If you're lost, you can ask Mom and Dad to help you get there. Your Post-it or your bookmark should already be on this page. And the title of the lesson is
Problem Solving. Read a graph. Essential question. How can you read a graph to count objects that have been classified into categories? Unlock the problem.
Okay, so let's take a look at our graph. I see the graph here, kind of looks like a 10 frame. The title of the graph is
Red and yellow counters.
I see that the reds need to go on top, the yellows need to go on the bottom. Let's count how many red we have. Oh, let me read the question. Erin made a graph of her counters. How many counters are in each category? Trace the numbers and circle, or trace to circle which, I can't read that. Okay, well, Miss Paulina's gonna make it up. All right, so we're going to count the red counters first. Here we go. We know we do not count the outside ones because that's not part of our graph. Let's count red. 1, 2, 3. So let's write next to the red counter, 3. Erin has 3 red counters. Let's count the yellow counters. Remember, we don't count the outside one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's write 4 next to the yellow counters. I have a question. Does Erin have more red counters or does she have more yellow counters? Erin has more yellow counters, so let's circle. She has more yellow. Good job. All right. Does that make sense how to read a graph? Good. Okay, let's flip to the next page. Take your Post-it or your bookmark with you. The title of this graph, find red apple number 1. We're going to be reading the graph and we're going to be putting the numbers of counters. So the title of the graph is
Counter colors.
Counter colors. So there must be graphing by counter colors. So I see the first row is yellow. The second row is red. So go ahead and take your crayons if you have them. We're going to color in this counter. Oh, we're actually going to do that one yellow. Color this one yellow. Sorry, I misplayed my mistake. Color this one yellow. So we're going to count all the yellow counters and put them on this side. And then let's color this counter red. And we're going to count all the red counters and put them on this side. All right, so let's count our yellow. Here we go. Remember, we don't count the outside ones, so I'm going to cross them off so I don't get confused. Let's count the yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So next to the yellow, let's write 5. Let's count the red. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's go ahead and put 4 next to the red. So Billy had made this graph to show his counters. How many counters are in each category? Write the numbers. Then let's find yellow sun number 2. Put your finger on it. Circle the category that has more counters on the graph. So are there more yellow counters or are there more red counters? Let's look up. Which one had more? 5, right? Because 5 is greater than 4. So let's circle the yellow. Good job. Okay, go ahead and take your Post-it or your bookmark with you. Let's flip to the next page. Sorry, Miss Paulina's got a lot to erase on this page. Okay. Find green leaf number 3. And I see a graph with red and yellow counters. The title of the graph is
Counter colors.
So we graphed by counter colors. And here is our problem. Wrong made a graph of her counters. Color the counters to show her categories. So what are our 2 categories? The top row is what? Red. So let's color this one red. And what's our bottom row? That category is yellow. So let's get our yellow and count and color this one yellow to show our numbers. How many counters are in each category and write them down? So let's check out our red ones. Remember, we don't count the outside red one and we don't count the outside yellow one. Let's count red. 1, 2, 3. Okay, how many red? 3. How many yellow? Don't count the outside one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 yellow. Very good. Find blue flower number 4. Circle the category that has fewer or less counters in the category. Which one has fewer or less than? The red. There are less red than yellow, right? The yellow has more. You can also look at the numbers. 3 is less than 5, but there's fewer red than there are yellow. Good job. Okay, go ahead and flip to the next page. Take your Post-it or your bookmark with you. Okay, so now we're going to create our own graph. So let's do red and yellow since we already have those crayons out. On purple butterfly number 5, we're going to make a graph. And the graph title is
Cube colors.
Cube colors. Oh, actually, wait with the crayons because there's a problem. Ryan has more blue cubes than red. So we know he's using blue and red. So let's take a blue crayon and we're going to color this one blue. And then on the bottom one, we're going to color it red. And it says Brian has more blue cubes than red. Okay, so let's put some blue cubes in. 1, 2, 3. I'm just putting any number. 3. Okay, that's fine. But he has more blue than red, so I know I can't do more red. I'm only going to do 1 red. Because there's more blue than red, right? You could do 2, but if you did 3, it wouldn't match. Now we're going to count how many are in each category. So I need to make my categories. This one I'm going to make blue again, and I'm going to count. How many blue do I have? Let's see. Remember, I don't count the outside one. I have 1, 2, 3 blue. 3 blue. Let's see how many red I have. So this one's going to be red. Remember, we don't count the outside one. How many red do I have? 1. Is there more blue than red? Yes, so I'm going to circle. He has more blue than red. Very good. If you did different numbers than Miss Paulino, that's fine. You can do whatever numbers you want as long as there's more blue than red, because that was part of the problem. Okay, go ahead and move your poster, your bookmark to the next page. And that will be your review test. So we will save this for tomorrow. So go ahead and put your Post-it or your bookmark on this page, and we'll finish tomorrow. And that's it for today's lessons. Make sure that you have done the reading on forces. You have learned about our new long vowel U and the math video. Okay, thank you for keeping up, scholars. I know that today was a long day of video lessons, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.